What's up, you guys? Today is the day we are going to go check out the S10 frame for our 37 Chevy Coupe project. So let's get heading that way.
Built with soul, not just steel.
All right, you guys, we just yanked the brake pads out of there for now. We got the spring thrown back in. None of these wheels are really the right wheels, but again, we just need it to roll on a trailer. We gotta get the cab and the bed off, but we threw the spring in, threw the ball joint bolt back in there, just hand tight. Again, this isn't driving, so we're not worried about any of that. We just need it strong enough to get on the trailer. We're using the winch. So now we're trying to get the back wheels on. This used to have an airbag system in it, so there is no springs for the rear except the single leaf, which will probably sag quite a bit, but once we get the bed and stuff off, it'll be pretty light back there. Okay, we're gonna work on this side. We got this wheel spacer that was seized on the back drum. We got that off finally. Had to use the slide hammer and chisels and hammers, and so got that off. Now we're gonna do the same thing we did to the other side, just get this spring in enough for a couple threads on that top ball joint. We're gonna take this brake caliper off. It's already it's already disconnected anyway, so there's no brake fluid in there. So I'm gonna get this brake caliper off so the rotor can turn, because it's also seized. All right, so we are removing the bed now. We're gonna grab some wire cutters, cut the tail light harness out of there. Got the fuel door is already loose. There's 6 bolts in the bed. And I think should be able to just cut everything else out. All right, we ran into, there is 8 bolts. There's actually one's way up front, and then we had a couple other extra brake lines we're catching, and then we're catching on the bumper itself, on the rods, here and here, these rods. So, but once we did that, everything is golden. The frame looks good condition. Even the fuel tank looks good, so I might even see what we can do about that. And what do you think, Andrew?
Think it'll be a good frame.
Yeah, I think so too.
Came off pretty easy.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. We've only been doing this, what, an hour maybe?
Yeah.
So maybe a little longer, but sweet. Cool. All right, you guys, our plan of action is we don't have any spare wheels right now for the rear axle. The rear axle is flipped because this thing was on bags. We might keep it on bags for the 37, so we'll keep all that the way it is. We need to get some new U-joint or U-bolts because they're broken and missing. The cab, front end, all that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get this thing, after we get some rollers up on a trailer, over to my place up on the lift, and we'll use the lift to just yank the cab right off, and we'll just go to town with snipping and cutting anything that binds up as we lift up. I'm gonna keep the 5-speed. I think I've decided to put the 5-speed manual transmission in the 37 instead of using an automatic 3-speed that I have lying around. I think that would be a little bit more fun, especially because it's gonna be kind of rotted out for a little while. So for now, learning, building, and sharing the ride. JP Street and Performance. Until next time.